Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to commentary 336, currently on the casting marathon to 350, in which I will be uploading one video to my YouTube each and every day, many of which will be commentaries like you're watching right now. Some of it would be, the top fives, some will be Dota weekly shows, some of it would be a 30-second clip focusing on the best American players in the world. So it's just random stuff, but I mean, every time I post one of those non-commentaries videos, I'm just extending the marathon by one further day. So I will be casting a lot of commentaries. And we are back here for Team Empire versus Navi. This is game number 2 between a best of 5 series between these two teams. This is from Stars Ladders Land Final. Here's the thing. This is game number 2. And if you look at the top here, how can the two teams be tied in game number 2? Well, that means you haven't watched game number 1 if you couldn't answer that question. So go back and watch game number 1. It's a series, and the reason that I personally love casting series so much is you get to kind of watch how the series is developing, a lot of game-to-game transitions in terms of picks and bans. And speaking of which, we have a Pudge and a Bounty Hunter ban. Now, Pudge is something that we all know about Navi. Dandy plays a beautiful Pudge. Bounty Hunter is a hero that perhaps you have seen it quite often lately, but perhaps you don't know why, for a couple of reasons. Bounty Hunter, some might consider as more of a easy hero to run on the long lane. I know Darkseer is always available, Windrun is always available. But this hero really allows him to pull himself out of that deficit by using track gold again to gank. For example, a Windrunner or a Darkseer who's having a really tough time on the side lane, will be level star, will be underfarmed, but track gold really helps you to accelerate this. And also an interesting tidbit of fact is that post TI2, or actually more specifically during TI2, Bounty Hunter had the third highest win rate. The third highest win rate out of all the heroes being used. I think it was like Chen at number 2, Rubik at number 1, and Bounty Hunter at number 3. It was statistically significant as well. About 42 times it was picked. That's a huge stat, 60% win rate. So perhaps that's why we've been seeing him picked and banned a lot more post TI2. But it looks like we have a lot of heroes already being picked up. Wisp and Twin Head is going to be banned for Navi, and that's going to allow Team Empire to not only get Templar Assassin, but they're very, very famous Undying. They love to run these Undying tri-lanes, so it makes me think we're going to see something like a TA solo mid, a Clinks on the safe lane for them, which is the Radiant bottom lane, and then we're going to see Undying plus some other 2 heroes on the tri-lane top. And you can see that Team Empire is having the tri-lane somewhat taken apart here, as both Jakiro and the Bane Elemental are their go-to choices here. Sometimes they throw in a Keeper of the Light as well, but they really want Undying there as a 3-piece in terms of the tri-lane. Now here's the thing though. When you think of Undying and Trialing, a lot of times you think of him as the primary farmer. He doesn't have to be. He could be a fine kind of a semi-support on the 4 row and just spam decay and whatnot. We have seen Undying ran a lot of times with Naga Siren. It's a fairly decent combo. Of course, in the laning stage, you riptide the zombies to a little bit extra damage. The net helps the zombies to gain on you and stuff like that. During the mid game, Song Siren really allows you to get in perfect position as Undying. In the middle of team fight, drop a tombstone. The tombstone will populate zombies as they're slept, and you could go into Undying form, or excuse me, a Flesh Golem form, and just really set them all over the enemy team. So let's see if Team Empire is going to go into the Naga Siren pick. And of course, Bone Clinks, a hero that we don't see too often, but these kind of East European teams really love Clinks. And to be honest, I think he's a fairly powerful semi-ganker, semi-carry that's also could gank very well. So from what we see right now, Templar Assassin and Clinks, they really want to close out the game in about 25 to 30 minutes. If this game gets dragged out a little bit longer, then Navi should have the advantage. Haven't talked about the Navi squad at all, but we have Darkseer, Batrider, and Chaos Knight. Now, I talked about Batrider in game number 2 or game number 1 about how he's a very versatile laner. He could just go about into every single laning situation. Solo mid more common. Long lane we've seen Winter from time to time do. And of course, tri-lane Batrider, we've seen that before as well. Ooh, Team Empire bans their own Naga. So let's see what they're going to be picking into. Meanwhile, of course, Batrider could jungle as well, and that's what I'm going to be expecting from Navi. Puppy most likely will be jungling it up. Light of Heaven will probably play the Darkseer on the long lane. Havos is going to be handling that Chaos Knight. Had a tough time in game number 1, getting focused all day. So right now, we don't really know what the hero Dandy will be playing. I guess Queen of Pain is a easy go-to hero against the Templar Assassin. I'll talk about that matchup if that hero is being picked up. But for now, Team Empire rounds out the tri-lane, or adds to the tri-lane with Leshrac here. So Leshrac, surprising or not, could be the farmer, it could be Undying as well, or it could be neither. Maybe we'll see something else for Team Empire. But this tri-lane, not only is it very, very good in terms of killing heroes, it's very good to transition right into a push as well. If you have a Leshrac and you're skilling Diabolic Edict, not a bad way to go about it. Of course, the second round of bans Chen as well as the Shadow Shaman. Meanwhile, on the other side is Enigma, Enchantress, and of course, the Naga Siren as well. Yeah, I'm very, very curious in terms of what they will pick for Dendi. They also need a secondary support. Both Leshrac and Shadow Shaman, which are, to be honest, Arzard's very impressive heroes, have been taken. And they're going to go with the Keeper of the Light. So CK and the Keeper as a laning partner, I actually think these two has very, very powerful lane synergy. Simply because Reality Rift pulls them in. And generally, if you're the Keeper of Light player, you charge your beam beforehand. And then when you pull them in, the stun comes in, and that's enough time. Level 1 Illuminate does 150 damage. That's one of the higher damage nuke, and as you scale it higher, or as you increase the level higher, it scales very, very nicely. Of course, Keeper of Night also synergizes with Chaos Knight very well through the refill magic of Chakra. So that will allow Chaos Knight to spam away. As you know, his combo is 210 mana per pop. So Chaos Bolt plus Reality Rift adds up to 210, and you really need some kind of burst mana regeneration, such as the Chakra Magic, or such a lot of Clarity is being used. And also, Chakra Magic also allows Chaos Knight to chase a little bit longer, as he's often limited by the second, he needs 70 mana extra for the second Reality Rift, which he often does not have. So this is a fairly good kind of offensive lane combination. Defensively though, Keeper of Light and Chaos Knight's got nothing. I mean, they have a single target stun as a defensive spell. And if I'm correct in the assumption that Batrider is going into the jungle, then we're going to see a tri-lane versus the dual lane situation. And defensively, this dual lane is going to suffer very much so. So we might actually see Dendi go mid for that reason I just mentioned. Or we might not. We still have not really for sure see what's going to be happening. Disruptor is going to be the final pick here for Team Empire. Personally, I have not been too impressed with Disruptor and his trialing ability. I feel like he needs a lot of level. He doesn't offer you too much in terms of trialing. I know he has Glimpse, he has Thunder Strikes, which Thunder Strike doesn't do too much damage. Earthshaker, so this is going to be the defensive. So alright, Dendi is going to be going into playing the mid. I have not seen Dendi's bat, so let's see how it's going to be. And suddenly adding Earthshaker to this trialing, or this dual lane of Havos and Arzard, suddenly makes this a very, very legitimate trialing. Whenever you add the Shaker and Keeper of the Light and the trialing together, you don't know when those horses are going to be coming in, because they could come in from a far range, especially during nighttime. Like, you are going to just eat a whole bunch of nukes. They are now a lot more powerful offensively and defensively, considering that we have 2 strength heroes in lane, a lot of stuns to work with. And again, the mana to support the sun. So it's going to be up to Arzard to really get ahead in terms of level and not die. That is going to be absolutely crucial. So Havos playing the Chaos Knight again. Arzard handling the Keeper. We have Light of Heaven playing the Darkseer. Puppey handling the Earthshaker. And finally, but not least, last but not least, Dendi going to Batrider mid. Interesting. Gauntlet of Strength. Something that we don't see solo mid going for too often. It's these like Mantles or a Wraith Band or a... not Wraith Band, Slippers of Agility and Gauntlets. Generally, you don't want those +3 stats. Generally, want to go for a quick bottle. But perhaps he's going to be doing a lot of early game dives, as you should be doing as a Batrider. So, evaluating the +3 strength a little bit higher. Go Black on the Radiant side. Team Empire is going to be playing the Leshrac. Blow Your Brain. Generally, the carry player here is going to be playing Undying. So, I imagine that he is going to be getting the farm. SS is going to be playing Disruptor. On the solo mid, it's going to be Scandal. Great solo mid player, I have to say. And finally, Funnick is going to be playing Clinks on the bot lane. Both teams just dropping on the wards. I love this particular wards. It really allows you to early see the wraparound ganks, which Trialing loves to do by kind of tackling your pulls over here, or do a wraparound gank behind your tier 1 tower, or just simply just hiding over here. Having the vision into this particular spot will help Navi to survive quite a bit. Oh, lovely ward on the mid lane. We don't see these kind of ward at all, and really that will allow Dendi to kind of get the uphill vision and continue stack against Templar Assassin quite easily. And this matchup should be really in the favor of a Bat Rider, simply because defensively, Scandal is going to have nothing on the Bat when he Fireflies. And you can see that there's 3 stacks. Once Bat hits level 4 and he can maintain a high number of stacks, Scandal is going to be in huge trouble. And that +3, you can see that he's just going to be forced off the lane. Generally, this is what Templar Assassin does to the enemy lineup here. 5 stacks here against Scandal. Scandal does have a magic stick, as he definitely knows that Bat Rider will be waiting for him mid, and he is going to have those stacks debuffed, and now Bat Rider have to try again. But my most attention is going to be paid onto the top lane here, as Zarzard will be tangling against SS. Yeah, this tri-lane is, in theory, it should be an advantage of the Dire team, simply because they could pull. This ward will stop any further pulling. And of course, they have a little bit better positioning as well. Illuminate is... Ooh, just look at that, 150 damage, level 1 nuke. Again, very, very costly when it comes down to Mono, though. You need to hit level 2 as soon as possible, which he will do so right here. And Chakra Magic will be immediately used. Chakra Magic is such a powerful tri-lane ability. It's a little bit taxing in terms of level, because you really want to have it highly level, and you really can in a tri-lane. But on the long run, if nothing's happening, they will out-nuke you. They have some... Oh, here we go. Initiation on SS. Fissure, Illuminate. Oh, the Fissure came a little bit late. How good is it going to be? It's going to be a block. One more hit. Havos is going to get that last. The Thunderstrike is on Havos. Do they want a little bit more? No, they do not. Great initiation, and we talked about this. The range of this tri-lane, the Illuminate coming from far. The offensive power here coming from Havos. It looks like we just had a beautiful dive by Navi Dendi. Gonna just rewind that a little bit and check this one out. Seems like Scandal is going on the offensive. Dendi stacking it up, and is he gonna dive? Generally, we don't see this kind of a very defensive dive. I want to say, how many stacks is gonna go? That's 4 stack already. Is he gonna go for even higher? Half HP, 5 stacks, and he's like, oh yeah, 5 stack. I'm gonna go. Scandal has the shield. He's gonna fight for it, making him chase, baiting the hell out of Scandal. All those mail charges. Oh, look at that! Using the salve, just using the perfect range. Look at that dive, and the fire is gonna clean him down. Wow. I don't want to say that's textbook Bat Rider play, but that's very, very reminiscent of Viper play, as very low HP Viper players love to kind of go back and forth and use the poison attack. Could kind of keep you within his attack range and slow you down and do a significant amount of damage to you. That's exactly what Dendi did. You know, he stayed low HP enough to kind of entice Scandal to chase in, and because of his napalm slow, he was able to keep him afar out of the range. Ooh, nice denial of the double damage rune here by SS, and actually harassing Puppy out of lane, doing significant damage to him as well. So kind of great back and forth kiting against Scandal. That's 5 stacks against Scandal. Is he gonna go? Yeah, that's 5 stacks. No, just a lot of physical right hits. You can see with just stacks alone, Scandal, again, being kept out of lane. Then they already have his magic bottle. Something that we don't see too often is the Bat Rider going for the magic bottle first. A lot of times you see Bat Rider player love to go the boots of speed first. Allows you to get kills a little bit easier, but he wants the regen, he wants the rune control, which unfortunately, that's why it's very, very good deny that SS did earlier on the double damage rune. On the top lane here, with 1 kill advantage, Team Empire is on the defensive. They don't have the best diving lineup either, and this is why I really dislike Disruptor as a tri-lane here. Huge Luminate, look at this. AoE damage up the wazoo, and it's gonna hurt these guys like crazy. Yeah, but this is why I personally really dislike Disruptor as a tri-lane, as we do see Scandal on the mid lane, eats a fissure, eats a couple of dives, and but he's gonna salve just fine. Simply because this guy just doesn't do too much. At level 1 and level 2, for example, if you have a Crystal Maiden, you're having AoE slow and you're having a bite. So that's 2 disables, semi-disables. You have a very weak nuke with Thunderstrike, and you have a glimpse that's very, very low range. And sure, it's going to get the work done. It's going to get the job done once in a while. But for the most part, you're getting out-luked. He's very squishy. The spells are not exactly too spammable because the mana cost is very, very high. So I have not been too impressed with Disruptor, and you can see this tri-lane, because of they're down 1 kill, they really can't do too much anymore. Dendi out of mana at this point here, but will continue to stack up. As you know, not only does it increase the Firefly damage, it does increase your physical damage as well. So harassment is going to be the key. Rune is going to be on the top lane here, and I do believe, yes, the Radiant will be able to grab it. It's going to be very, very important for Scandal to keep himself alive with the help of this. Invis Rune against a Bat Rider. In Dota 2, very, very nice thing to have. In Dota 1, not so much. Simply because when you're invisible, Bat Rider can still track you with Napalm. Those numbers will still show on your head to the Bat Rider. In Dota 2, it will not. So it's going to be somewhat difficult for Bat Rider. He will just have to guess like all the other heroes would. Whereas in Dota 1, you didn't have to guess. You just stack the Napalm down, you would know exactly where he is. Just a tiny old school reference here to the Dota 1, which I'm not sure if you guys have been playing Dota 1. Maybe some of my recent followers or only Dota 2. But let's check out how we're doing in the overall farm. 29 last hit here on Bone Clinks. You expect him to have a high last hitting against melee heroes. Fire Arrow is absolutely insane in terms of giving him damage output, but you also expect Darkseer to have a lot of high last hits because of Iron Shell. So this bot lane is simply a trade-off. And when you're trading off a bot lane like this, I want to say it favors Clinks a little bit more, because if Clinks has a very big engagement happening on the top lane, seems like Kinetic Field has been the item choice here. Havos have HP. He wants to run right in. No, he goes to Sun on SS, and it looks like Blow Your Brain. Tank it up in the front. The zombie will be chasing everybody away, and that should be it. So we talked about the lack of defensive power, at least with Keeper of the Light and the Chaos Knight, but adding Earthshaker to this tri lane, it's just a very, very powerful pick by Puppey, and I'm glad to see that's working out. And unfortunately, the offensive power of this lane is just not enough. Kinetic Field is a decent... I think they're going to go and Blow Your Brain. There's a stun. We're going to need a Chaos Ball. Oh, Havos! Perhaps he has Fog. Nice, actually blinking in 1 second stun. It was not enough. Now Havos is going to be chased around. Decay is going to be going on him as well. There's a Chaos Ball. There's a Decay Rip. Every single spell in the game being dropped on him. He's going to survive with 5 HP. And he's going to go in to drop a stun. And he's going to get a 3-second stun. But there's no fault. Look at Havos just playing it so close. And this, I gotta say, it's the first time I've ever seen Soul Rip being maxed in the recent addition to Undying. It used to be that Soul Rip is a spell that you do put at least 1 or even 2 points in the laning stage, but most of the time, players focus on Decay because it's a lot more spammable, and Tombstone, which is often regarded as your best spell. But he's going to go for Soul Rip, and because of the surprise Soul Rip, brought Havos very, very down low. Maybe that was part of his strat. That's why he skilled the Soul Rip. But everybody on the enemy side is so very low in terms of HP right now. They gotta go back and heal up. And this is gonna be a level 1 pull camp here. Stacked and pull by Dandy. Or excuse me, by Puppey. Batrider finds himself in this rune, regeneration rune. Flaming Lasso's up. And it looks like they want to make a go. No, just blowing that trap, just slowing down Dandy quite a bit. Magic Stick, Magic Wand's gonna be picked up here. I'd like to see Dandy actually pick up a Teleport Scroll. Teleport Scroll really makes Batrider a kind of a scary beast to tower dive against, especially on that top lane. Napalm's such a powerful slow against supports who doesn't have boots of speed just yet, like that Leshrac. And when you do, have an offensive tri lane on the top lane, a lot of times you tower dive. And when you tower dive and the bat TP's in, and he flame breaks your entire team, and he flaming lasso, and he just slows everybody down with sticky napalm, you could probably easily get a triple kill with the Batrider just teleporting in like that. But then he knows best, probably want to just control the mid lane, don't want Scandal to really have a powerful start, because one of the more scary thing in the game is having a Batrider, or excuse me, having a quick blink dagger on Templar Assassin. I suppose one of the scary thing is to have a quick blink on the bat. But for now, both these guys are just just duking it out. I love the Sentry Ward addition here to scope out basically traps that TA loves to add on both sides of the map. But Dandy does not see this gank coming on the top lane. Here we go. Trap is going to slow him down. There's going to be the feel. He's going to try to Firefly out. Will not able to do so. He Flame Lasso here. He's going to try to kill somebody. Gold Black is a good choice here. And it looks like Gold Black under tower range. The fire is going to bring him down. Look at this play on Dandy. Pops a Magic Wand just enough to survive. That was a 3-man gank that not only did not get any kills, but fed another kill to Dandy. Wow. Just no fear. Dandy, great play on the Batrider so far. Of course, we saw they previously just juking the hell out of Scandal. Now, surviving against a 3v1 gang. On the bot lane here, looks like Funnick in a little bit of trouble against a gang coming in from Chaos Knight. Speaking of which, this is one of the things that Havos likes to do that not many other carry players like to do, is the fact that he loves to actually roam early and roam often. We've seen him do this in Anti-Mage, we see him do this especially on Chaos Knight. This Chaos Knight especially really fits his playstyle, and you can see him even grabbing dust to really set up the ganks. And unfortunately, was not able to convert, but it's okay. They're doing fine. That will allow Arzard to get some level on the top lane. And I talked about Arzard he does definitely need a level 9. Nice flame break behind Scandal. There's going to be a stun following him and the haste and bring him back out. But great visual block. Will that be enough? He still has that haste and he's going to just run out. Zombie Tombstone being dropped down here. And Dandy, he wants more. He thinks the haste has run out and has run out. Another great Tombstone. The trap has been laid though. Will Scandal run away? 6 stacks. He has to melt and he should be fine. Firefly has ran out. Great chase here by Navi, but not unable to really convert. And good job here by Scandal. In fact, he wants to turn this around. Then he will start stacking it again. He's trying to run away, but the trap has such a low cooldown. Flame Break. Beautiful uses of Flame Break throughout these engagements. 3 stacks here on these guys. Dandy's still playing with them. Firefly cooling down just 2 seconds. Should he go for the zombie? No, he wants Scandal. And there's another trap slowing him down. Another Flame Break. Oh, the horse is just barely missing, but Dandy does not have the trap anymore. And finally, Flaming Lasso being used again, and they will pick off Scandal. Bat Rider just doing way too much. Chasing with 2 Fireflies. That's a long ass developer chase, and he's gonna find himself a double damage rune on the bot lane. In terms of towers, we did see a tower denied by SS earlier on the bot, so not too much to write home about in terms of gold, but checking in the goal, a slightly 1500 gold lead, and I think that's mostly coming in from the 4 kill advantage. The 1 tower deny is helping a little bit out, but right now Dandy doing way too much, 3-0, and to be honest, he's going for, does he have the blink dagger for already to finish? No, he does not. He's going for Urn early, which again makes him a little bit tankier, makes him a little bit more dangerous in terms of killing beasts, as Urn being used offensively is a 150 damage over time. I don't want to say nuke, but spell in a sense. Yeah, there's always an interesting choice when you're playing the bat. You know, do you go for a little bit of tanky item? You want to go for those early game kill item, let's say by grabbing that Urn, by upgrading your boots, or do you want to just grab the insane naked blink dagger rush? And it seems like he's offering for the little bit tankier, a little bit more killing potential build, which is the Urn. So not too bad, not too bad. Funnick on the bot lane. How close is he to his... Ooh, he's gonna go right in against Dandy. Look at the damage output here. Dandy not gonna be afraid. Using the... Ooh, he's gonna have to double damage as well. Flame Break here, pushing everybody back. And Dandy says, yeah, I'm gonna get out now. Also has a double damage, which if you're something like Go Black, Leshrac, gotta be somewhat careful. Only boots of speed with 500 HP. A good Flame Break will definitely just get the kill. Both teams seem to, again, slowing down in terms of farm. And I do believe this favors the Dire side a little bit more. I want to say a little bit more because, well, it's very much a toss-up. If Dire gets some farm, Chaos Knight could get a lot of EXP. Ooh, Blow Your Brain trying to juke the trees. Gonna get breaking here. He's juking around, juking the hell out of Puppy, and the zombies are going on Puppy. Puppy's gonna die. Nice juke here by Blow Your Brain. Light of Heaven's gotta surge out, but everybody's here, and that's what I'm talking about. The counter ganking from the Bat Rider. This guy's gonna be dead. Nice job by Dandy focusing on the Tombstone. Yeah, Tombstone's gonna get destroyed. Light of Heaven very, very low though. Light of Heaven's gotta surge out. He is gonna surge out, but meanwhile, nice Edict here. Light of Heaven's gonna go down. No! Flame Break out! One last is gonna do the job, but Scandal very low in terms of HP as well. The horses are coming in. Horses! But bam! Here, Scandal's gonna go down. Or no, Scandal's gonna survive at least, but now he's finally gonna go down. Good preparation here. They got dust ready as well. And the long range of the horses did bring down, I believe, the zombie. SS is gonna TP out here. Just barely, but great counter ganking by the Bat Rider. Had the double damage and immediately focused on the Tombstone, which is going to give you huge damage output and throughout the ganks. Also, one of the things that we haven't talked about, the Urn, is of course it could heal you in between ganks and allows you to stay offensive throughout the the entirety of the mid game, and that's what Dandy's using his Urn for. With a one successful team fight, they're going to transition into a mid-tower push. Ours are just blowing all these creeps up. Look at him, already extremely farmed, just about 150 go away from that mech, which he would have gotten if they destroyed this tier 1 tower, which I don't think that's going to happen. Empire already reinforcing. Keep in mind that this is a best of 5 series and the 2 teams are tied 1 game apiece. And let's say if Empire wins this one, they just need 1 more to take the entire grand final. Of course, if Navi wins 1 more, then they need 1 as well. So a very, very critical game, and it seems like Navi is just having a very, very powerful advantage in this particular stage of the game. And the reason I say so, let's list a couple of reasons. First of all, Chaos Knight has scores 1, 1, and 2. With Chaos Knight, you always want your assist and your kill to be higher than your death. You want that on all heroes, I want to say, but this is more especially important on Chaos Knight because he's always a hero that's diving in the front. He's always a hero that's tanking multiple nukes and multiple stuns. And if you have too many deaths, you generally would not have enough items to survive the early barrage of the nukes. And if you don't survive those early barrages of nukes, your score will just spiral downwards. You're going to just keep dying in the beginning of the team fight, but you got to keep charging in because you're kind of the initiator, you're the strength carry in a sense. So that's your job. So you're going to keep spiraling out of control. So it's very, very efficient, very, very important for him to have a powerful early game. Dandy is having a beautiful early game, got multiple kills. He's 5-0-1, involved in 6 out of 7 of his team's kills. That's insane. I mean, with these 2 high impact heroes getting relatively powerful early games, that's all you could ask for. Lastly, you got to keep in mind that Darkseer was simply trading farm and EXP against a Bone Clinks. Now, normally, I would say, yeah, Bone Clings rushing a quick Orchid, so that's not what you want. But Light of Heaven always play on a very, very, difficult to play long lane. Like, he never gets enough farm in the early stage of the game. He never gets enough EXP. But look at him right now. Vacuums max, Surge at level 2, which is very, very critical against heroes like Templar Assassin, and of course Bone Clings as well. And he's going to get very, very tanky. Look at how farm Arzard has. He's got the mech finish. Puppey, I guess a weak link if you call him, if you want to call him that way here in this particular kind of EXP Go matchup, but that's fine. He's playing the 5 role. He's meant to have no farm here. So, yeah, meanwhile, the Empire, they just don't have enough. Meanwhile, look at this. My eyes off Dendy for a bit, and he just finds himself a support and just kills him off. It looks like he's going to defend tier 2. I don't think they're going to push, though. And, yeah, that's 6 and 2. He's going to be very, very close. 6-0 and 1, sorry. He's going to be very, very close to that Blink Dagger. And once that blinks up on Dendy, this game could get very out of hand very quickly. Zombie Tombstone is going to be dropped down here, although I don't think Havos and the squad really cares that much. It will slow down these creeps in the lane, though. Clinks is going to get a solo kill as well. Man, I got to really pay attention to the minimap. Showing off his brand new Orchid. Orchid, a very, very powerful ganking tools against most heroes, but especially against Darkseer, as, of course, does take away his ability to surge or vacuum, and really the damage amplification is huge as well. Tower's going to get destroyed by Havos. That's going to help him to get a little bit tankier. Already, Strength Treads and Drums is going to be his next item choice. But my eyes is going to be glued to Dendy, as he is going to be checking the top. Unfortunately, it's going to be bot lane here with double damage. Using the magic bottle to deliver something. Bone Clings, if he finds a double damage, I really think you actually just give it to the Clings, but of course there is a bottle on Templar Assassin, so tempted to pick up that one. Speaking of Templar Assassin, very, very close to his own Blink Dagger as well. And the reason I say that it's very powerful to have Bone Clings to grab that DD is, you wind walk behind them, you Orchid, you strafe. Unfortunately, does not have mana to do, all of that stuff. It's a very, very simple kill, especially when double damage is involved. Havos senses something is going on, so it's backing off, showing the fact that he had no wards. Just, old school map awareness, escaping from ganks. Speaking of escaping from ganks, Dendy, 700 gold, could be upgrading his boots and whatnot, but we'll pick up his Blink Dagger right now, and my question is, where is he going to go? And also, is he going to grab himself a smoke of the seat? When Dendy plays those ganker like Pudge, like sometimes Queen of Pain, but more likely on these heroes that really requires positioning and requires stealth, having that smoke purchase is kind of his signature role. I would even want to say signature move. But no, it looks like he is going to be skipping it in this particular gank, and we'll just rely on the Blink Dagger. He's just waiting for somebody to get in sight of these wards, and he's going to just basically have a target over their head and just go for it. Untying's getting a lot of farm as well. He has a Tombstone max after the 2 early points of Soul Rip. Going back to the Tombstone, not a bad build, I have to say, as Tombstone is a spell that you want to max first. It is your best spell by far. Now, some players and some teams love to max Decay, especially against other tri-lanes, as that spell becomes very, very spammable. I think that's a decent build as well. I personally love the Tombstone a little bit more because they give you a little bit better pushing power, the better counter ganking power, and things of that nature. Where's that Bat Rider? Both teams playing rather defensive. This ward is very, very helpful now in the mid game. We saw the same ward being dropped by the Dire team earlier, and that's going to allow Bat Rider to get the uphill vision for Napalm stack. But similarly right now, Empire is going to have the uphill vision on the other side to see if the Bat Rider is basically looming over here waiting. Both teams roaming around. Do we have a smoke usage? No. Yeah, both teams just going to be farming away. Blink Dagger is going to be picked up on Templar Assassin. Another tower being denied here by Team Empire. So out of the 3 towers that Navi took, only 2 of them are really towers. Or only 1 of them are really tower, as the mid and bot has been denied. Meanwhile, they have been taking real towers, as neither of these have been denied. So yeah, I think the tower count is going to be fairly even. Quick check on the goal. Yeah, not a big lead. Although I believe the Dire team has stronger heroes in terms of goal lead. The Radiant is not too far behind. EXP lead, the Dire a little bit ahead. Uh-oh, though. Here we go. Double damage, Invis. And Havos, again, he sees it coming. Although I'm pretty sure Empire Funnick has you're going to just use a trap to go for it. I mean, he has the blink. It looks like Havos is going to go for a little bit farm. Don't really want to dive next to the tier 1 tower because you never know when the TP sword will come in. Look at that. 2 invisible hero, one of which has double damage, one of which has strafe and Orchid. Not going for the gang, respecting the counter ganking ability. Back in the mid lane, the Flaming Lasso, Dragon on Zombie. Zombie's going to eat a huge horse to the face. And Tombstone's going to drop down. That's going to give everybody a lot of gold. Zombie gold, Tombstone gold. And look, they're just farming for zombies. They are literally farming for zombies. This is just easy to kill. And it looks like Puppey says, I'll take that. Then he says, no, I'll take that. And Ghost Scepter is going to be the item choice here for Bat Rider, respecting the DPS output here of Bone Clings as well as the Templar Assassin. A beautiful pick, I'll have to say. Suddenly, the Undying Tombstone Zombie, you could laugh at those as well. And it looks like he's going to be going for Tranquil Boots for a little bit extra MS. A very, very interesting build here for Dendy. Something, this is not what we call a standard build, but you know, working out just fine. Good adjustment to this particular game. Funnick though, he is walking around. My question is, when is there going to be a gem? No gem just yet. Central Ward and Arzard. But if you're playing, Chaos Knight got a solo kill. Yeah, he got a solo kill against SS. Sorry for missing that again. If you're playing Bone Clings or any invisible hero in pro game, you always have to be extra careful because you know they're a pro team. They will have detection being completely prepared for you, so you can't really just backstab like you're doing in pubs. And one of the more valuable I guess criteria, valuable things that you can do if you're playing one of these invisible heroes is constantly click on the enemy supports and check out the number of sentry they have. Oh, as we see again on the top lane here, Blinking, Havos is going to try to fight his way out. He sees Gold Black, big crit here, but the heal come in. Havos trying to survive. Oh, not going to be enough. Gold Black, nice juke here, had the magic wand, and that was a difference maker right there. But yes, going back to what I was talking about, if you're playing invisible hero, always click on the enemy support. For example, if you see, let's say, Arzard, and he didn't have a Sentry Ward before, and now suddenly he has Sentry Wards, well, you gotta play a little bit careful. Or the bigger tip off is if he has odd numbers of Sentry Ward, that gives you the information that there is a Sentry Ward somewhere down on the ground. So you gotta play around it. Of course, if you saw a Sentry Ward right now holding in for a couple minutes, and then you see him gone, having a Sentry Ward, you know, disappeared, and you keep on that way, well, you know, there's, oh, nice Flame Break pushing him back. Huge nuke coming in here, and looks like a great fissure block. And Scandal a little bit of trouble, although he does have high HP, so should be fine. Dire's Courier has been killed. Not sure who picked it off. I would venture is Bone Clings, or maybe the Creep picked it off. But a good gank here, again, by Bat Rider. Bat Rider 6-0-3 in this particular game. I mean, he's just being way too effective, and the enemy team is making it too easy. I really think the turning point for Dendy in this particular game is when the 3-man gang came in. That was supposed to get a kill on Dendy. That was supposed to slow down his bottle, or whatever item, or boost speed, whatever item he was saving for. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, and really a rough time ever since you know this. Showing off a little bit of Bat Rider jungle, using spells to kind of just mow down jungle very quickly. Both team again a little bit passive. Now previously I talked about how passive play really helps out both teams, and really helps out Navi a bit more now, because if we have more passive gameplay, that really allows your Bat Rider to have more opportunity to gank. You might be saying, well, isn't that similar for Bone Clings as well? I don't think so. I really think that if you're winning the game, then yes, having a powerful ganker like Bone Clings, then you can pick off a couple kills. But now that you're down in terms of EXP, they're going to be a little bit tankier. They're going to have more goal for vision to de-ward you. And to be honest, like, Bone Clings could easily get counter gank if he runs into 2 or 3. Bat Rider right now can run into 2 or 3 and probably live tail to tail and even get a kill. And here we go. He sees Puppy. All it really needs to do is orc it and go for it, but he's going to back off. Very interesting. Now, he does not have the death pack damage bonus. No, I think he did. No, I think he did. Just didn't go for it. Interesting choice. I would imagine that was a free. Oh, he saw this. Exactly what I mean, man. If you're winning, then or excuse me, if you're losing, then ganker's not gonna do you too much, considering that he could easily survive that. So, you know, I'm the observer here, so I should definitely have, you know, stronger map sense. But of course, I'm not a pro player like Funnick is. He saw the Ghost Scepter on the Shaker and is like, well, there's no reason to go. No reason to go. Death pack or not. Meanwhile, the Disruptor having a really rough. Wow, look at this. Glimpse, no points in the glimpse. And again, I imagine he knows how the spell works. I'm sure he knows how the spell works. This is a strategical choice to not level up which I consider his best spell. Now, obviously, all 3 of his spells does very different things. This is more for, you know, damage nuking. This is for a little bit more AoE teamfight. This is a little bit more chasing. But to be honest, that the Radiant team right now is a team that's trying to be on the run. They really can't afford to be chasing. Chasing means that you're winning the early engagement. Chasing means you're winning the first barrage of the nukes in a team fight, and I don't think they could be doing that. The best team fight spell is Undying Tombstone, and that spell takes a while to get going. In terms of the team fight, it doesn't nuke everything down for 300 HP, and thus having Glimpse is not too useful, but I still want to say that Glimpse is still a very good defensive spell, especially against a Blink Dagger hero like, you know, Dendy, especially against a Light of Heaven Surge. you know, they come running in, you send them back out. Meanwhile, we have Bone Clinks trying to go for a trade here against the Roshan. They know the Roshan's happening. They can't go in for it. So he's going to try to take the tower. Unfortunately, Glyph is going to be used. And now I think, I mean, Navi, it doesn't seem like it's that much. But look at this. Bone Clink's net worth is a lot. I just don't think it's enough. The goal lead is still slightly on the Navi side. They just have stronger heroes. They really do. Chaos Knight, his kill and score is not exactly the best, but now this Aegis Immortal means so much for him. Like I said previously, when you're playing Chaos Knight, you're expected to run in and you're expected to die and drop a couple of nukes and tank a lot of nukes. But this Aegis Immortal really allows him to not pay the heavy price of that death. Here we go, Empire. It will be defending this, or at least trying to do so, I imagine. Templar Assassin on the bot lane trying to finish this BKB. Bone Clinks is also, he's got his BKB. So once these two BKB are completely up, that's going to be their highest in terms of power. And it looks like Bat Rider does not want to blinking again. Don't really want to jump into everybody. He does have a Ghost Scepter, and importantly as well, a gem of True Sight. And this gem is going to be absolutely key in terms of finding that Templar Assassin. And also, when you're winning like this in this particular situation, having a gem is going to be very key, very helpful in terms of dewarding, which I will imagine that whenever Denny's going to run past a ward, he will just lob it down. Yeah, there's a ward right here. Does he see it? Does he see it? Yeah, he does see it, and there you go. And if you look at the Radiant Vision, what Radiant Vision, right? All of the wards are dewarded. This is what you should do if you're winning in a particular game. If you're ahead, get further ahead. You know, get things like items like gem. Make sure all those wards on the enemy side are down. And if there's invisible heroes, you're getting a little bit bonus. I do want to say that Navi should be a little bit more aggressive in terms of the push, because you're giving very precious time for Funnick to get yet another DPS item. And more importantly, you're allowing that Templar Assassin to grab those BKBs. We have seen the power of BKB, especially on Navi side, in their entire 3-game series against GD Bear Team. Also in game number 1 against the Empire, what BKB really would do for your team if you get a critical mass of them. And they're really allowing the Radiant team to get them. Now, to be fair, Goblik has really no farm and no levels to show over. Same thing for SS. And these heroes, without farm, without levels, they really can't contribute too much, especially in the mid game. Whereas heroes like Shaker, even Keeper of the Light, especially when he's getting a little bit more in terms of Mono League, they could really do a lot in team fight. So Navi feels like they have the better late game, and I truly agree. Because those two heroes, the Templar Assassin and the Bone Clinks, very much so glass cannons. If you could survive against them, which you will because you have multiple Ghost Scepters, yeah, these heroes aren't going to do too much. Now Navi says, alright, finally we're going to be waiting enough. Perhaps they're waiting for some key critical items. Ghost Scepters up on 4 heroes now. Yes, this is the way to go, man. I still remember that 160-minute game with like 5 Rapiers, and there was a total of 1 Ghost Scepter, 2 Ghost Scepter per spot in the entire gameplay. Navi knows what's up. They're like, yeah, you got a lot of physical damage. We have Ghost Scepters. Ghost Scepter is just such a sick counter. Not only for 1600 gold, which is relatively cheap for support to get it, you're getting 7 stats out of it, which is completely fine, right? Keep in mind that 2100 on Ultimore give you 10 stats, and this 1600 give you 7. And the Aetheriform Ghost is just, you know, just icing. Or maybe it's the other way around. The Ethereal is what you're buying for, and the stats is the icing. Alright, tower is going to go down. We do have the Aegis running out in just about 3 minutes, 2 minutes I want to say. So, again, Navi might as well play a little bit more aggressive with this. Flame break. I mean, party over here breaking this out of everywhere. It's a little bit awkward. And seems like tier 2 bot is going to be the attempt. And again, Empire says we can't really take these fights right now. We're not strong enough. So critical for them. They need to get more farm. Also, there's no reason for Empire to take fights. Again, Havos still has the Aegis for 3 minutes. They're like, yeah, you could take our tier 2 mid. You could take our tier 2 bot. We really can't do anything about it either. Really don't want to take a fight against you, especially when you have the Aegis up. So perhaps we're going to see Empire basically turtle up for a little bit more, and then go for a critical team fight against Navi. Should they be able to win a team fight, they could even secure themselves the next Roshan. And the game could really turn around if all those things could turn right for Empire. But again, very difficult to do so against one of the best teams in the world. Navi's going to Congo line their way back to the mid lane, in which case Radiant is going to back the hell up. Klings is also pushing out. Again, I love the way that Empire is playing right now. They're not taking on any direct engagements, but they're forcing Navi to defend by pushing multiple lanes. And by forcing Navi to defend, well, they're not pushing your towers. So in a sense, by using their very offensive, pushes, they're actually defending their towers. I hope that's being a very clear point to you guys, viewers out there. And basically, they're leading Navi by their noses. They're like, yeah, we're pushing mid. Alright, Navi says, we'll go mid. We're pushing top, and then Navi coming top as well. It's time to retreat, though. Shaker's gonna come around. Shaker, very, very tanky in his own right. Only level 9, though, but he is... Don't fight that blow. Don't fight that. You gotta run out, because the Bat Rider, he's coming in. It's gonna blink. He's blinking right now. No surge back up here. Napalm number 1, and I think he should be making out. Tombstone does have a high cooldown. Of course, that zombie house is leaving a lot of go. In fact, they're chasing big time here. Flame Break's gonna miss because of the vacuum here, but Static Storm and Kinetic Field is gonna slow everybody down. Chaos Knight running in. He's got the BKB pop prematurely, but look at that 700 damage crit, and now the zombie is gonna be dead. The horse is not gonna be hitting. Blower Brain trying to decay his way back in this, but look at that long chase starting over here, all the way down to here, and that's why having spells like Glimpse very, very helpful in terms of sending them back, and no, we didn't have it. We did not have it. Also, that's why I said Blower Brain, you should not be fighting that one. Really can't even afford to take the fight. Again, Funnick doing his thing, pushing on the bot lane, drawing a couple of TPs. They should have lost tier 2 here. They would have lost tier 2 if Funnick was not doing that. But now here we go. Double BKB is up. 1 on the Klinks, 1 on the Templar Assassin. I don't think Klinks even uses. Yep, still at 10 seconds. So could be a very, very good critical team fight. Is the Aegis gone yet? Yes, the Aegis is gone. So Empire, very, very good turling. They should be doing this. And actually, I retract that statement about turling. They weren't turling, right? They're pushing this. They're pushing mid. They're forcing TPs. This mid tower has been destroyed by Bone Klinks. Yeah, they're playing this game as perfectly as they should be. And now the most critical moment for Team Empire in the next 10 minutes is basically get off a very, very strong gank against a Chaos Knight, against a Bat Rider, or even against Darkseer before the Roshan spawns, right? You get off a gank here, you take the Roshan, you have the Aegis, and really the table at that point has turned. But again, a lot of things have to go perfectly, and oh boy, Earthshaker, the support, has picked up the Blink Dagger. Remember what I said previously about Puppey? You know, he's lacking in farm, he's lacking in EXP, but he has found its way up to a Blink Dagger. I'm sure all those towers that they took previously has been very, very helpful, and the fact that he's only got 1 death but 4 assists, yeah, that's helpful as well. And he was able to actually do it even by purchasing a Ghost Scepter in between. So, I mean, Puppey's relatively farm despite having the 5th row support. So in this case, I mean, sure, there's double BKB, but no, you gotta keep in mind those zombies will allow the Shaker Echo Slam to do extra damage. I don't think the Echo Slam will actually destroy the zombies, but of course, it will help you do buttload of damage to everybody else. And I think, you know, if you're SS, you gotta be careful. If you go black, you're gonna just die to that combo. So Navi says, yeah, okay, we'll farm. That's fine. They're basically waiting for the next Aegis, I imagine. As that Aegis will be, or the Roshan will be spawning about 2.5 minutes or so. And again, they don't need to really go in. Chaos Knight's BKB usage wasn't the best early. Perhaps he overestimated his chasing power, overestimated his range of the initiation rurality riff, and wasn't able to get it off until almost his BKB was down. But again, no big deal. No big deal for them. Quick item check on both teams here. Orchid BKB done. No real sign of item current gold. 3,400. So if he wants to go for a MKB, he's more than halfway there. Empire Scandal just finished his Blacking Bar, not too much to show for. There's a mech finish. He really needs the extra armor though against Chaos Knight. So mech into a plate mail or even a blade mail would be pretty good. There's nothing on the SS. He's going for the 4-staff, but you know, he has the quarter staff to show for it. Also, nothing on the Gold Black. Again, not having that powerful trialing really hurt them. Generally, Team Empire picks these heroes that only works if they do have the trialing going. I mean, Undying on the mid game is just not a good hero at all. So you want that Undying to win that trialing offensively. They didn't. And again, that goes back to what I believe as Disruptor being a very weak offensive trialing hero. Meanwhile, quick item check on the dire side. We talked about the Blink Dagger on Puppey with the Ghost Scepter as well. Vib Booster BKB, very tanky. Blink Ghost here. Ghost. Everybody has Ghosts. Ain't nobody afraid of Ghosts though on the Navi squad. And of course, Pipe of Insight is up as well. Very critical against Gold Black's burst damage output. Navi says, we had it enough. We're going to smoke and backdoor bot. Is that the plan? They're going to just backdoor this tier 2. It's very tank using it. Just big smoke big. Oh, you see Gold Black on the mid lane. Gold Black. Oh, no. Oh, there we go. Gold Black's going to be dead. BKB is going to be popped. The wall's going to be dropped as well. A little bit premature on the wall, I have to say. They won't have it in the next team fight. But this was a gank that Empire needed to have. Remember, a powerful gank against a powerful Navi hero before the Roshan spawn. Not only did they not get the gank off, they also lost a hero. Which case they can't even take the Navi squad on in the Roshan pit. You got to keep in mind you're dealing with the Blink Shaker, you're dealing with the Dark Seer, and that alone should be enough, more than enough AOE to deal with kind of a bum rush team into the Roshan pit. The Empire, they're out of option. They're like, well, we just gotta go for it. Like, I know it's gonna be a bad fight. They do not have a ward either. D ward's happening right now. Dendy making sure that they're not seeing. They do see these guys coming in. Flaming Lasso as a backup. Havos, look at him charging out. He wants to actually take this fight. He sees SS. SS, oh, nice force staff out, but Dendy says, well, I'll still get you. And Funnick on the battle line. Hey, he's gonna pop his BKB. No BKB just yet. Reality from high ground to low ground here. And the vacuum, the echo. Funnick had the BKB, didn't pop it. And because of that, he has to use a BKB on the run. Look at Arzard. He sees Scando, and Scando will have his mana drain very, very quickly. The stun, the 4-second stun. Scando, he's done. I don't think these guys even need to turn back for the Aegis. They could just go for the Raxes. Oh, look at these Reality Rift. They've been so good. They're keeping Go Black alive. Go Black has no mana left, and there's going to be a huge vacuum match. No, they're going to just let him run. They are going to just let him run. I guess the focus was on the other side of the map here. As Chaos Knight chased a little bit too deep, and Funnick was able to take him down. It looks like Funnick, he wants a little bit more. Really can't kill the Shaker, though. Again, Blink and Ghost Scepter. Although they're both on cooldown. Fun looking for a little bit more. And very surprisingly, Navi was not able to win a team fight. Perhaps, I didn't even see how Havos died previously. And that's going to give Empire a go on this Roshan. All those AoE ultimates are on cooldown. But this game's been turning around way quicker and a way different fashion, I imagine. Scando, of course, applying a huge minus armor with the Mail. Funnick is going to do the damage. The question is, are they going to give it to Funnick? Or are they going to give it to Scando? Yeah, Funnick's going to give it up. And that means he is going to be able to do... Ooh. Chaos Knight gotta be careful. The trap is gonna be slowing him down. There's Invis who's gonna be picking up. Nobody picking up the Invis. Vacuum on the high ground here. Those are just the zombies. The Fissures coming on the high ground. S is gonna go down. Invis still in the river. Finally, still nobody picks it up here. Reality Rift here. The zombie tomb house is gonna be focused down. Puppy, Blink, Enchant Totem against Go Black. Fissure mana, no Fissure mana. Give him Chakra Magic, man. No, he's gonna be using the mana that Go Black knows he's dead. He's gonna be destroying the gem. Yes, he does. Nicely played. I think that's the gem that he took from the Bat Rider. Funnick looking on the high ground. Ooh, mana's gonna get picked up here by Puppy. Are they gonna chase for a little bit more? Uh oh, blow your brain a little bit of trouble. There is gonna be a silencing zombie. Oh no, Flaming Lasso here, and Funnick gonna get focused. BKB is gonna be used already. Now he does have the Aegis Immortal, but when he comes back alive, the BKB will not be refreshed. Zombie's gonna get focused again. Blink Dagger coming in from Dendy, but there's a quick Shadow Walk, Skeletal Walk. And right now, Chaos Knight's just doing way too much. I just love his choices of the Reality Rift. It seems like everybody trying to rescue each other out. And unfortunately, they were able to kill these guys so quick because the crits on the Chaos Knight. And also because of the Reality Rift range is so quick, so long that, well, you know, if you're going to try to rescue a teammate, there's a heavy price to pay. And the price is often your life. As you're probably not going to run away from Chaos Knight, especially when he's popping drum charges like no tomorrow. Chaos Knight with 2.3k gold in the bank. Obviously, he's going to be going for things like Heart after this. Going to do a quick last check. I mean, Klinks is by far leading the table, but the next three heroes, look at this. This is insane farm from Navi. Go check right now. About 3,000 gold lead. This got to be the smallest gold lead I've seen for where the game state is at. To be fair, the Radiant side did have the Aegis. They were supposed not to grab the Aegis. Navi perhaps chasing a little bit deeper than they should have. Not tanky enough. And because paying a couple of deaths, you know, Havos died and bought back, and that's delaying his heart. Imagine that Dendy died and once before as well. Yeah, 6, 1, and 8. So yeah, he's having you know, not exactly the most stellar game after his perfect early game start. But the BKB should help quite a bit. The Dire team's often has been slowed down quite a bit. Havos going to get initiated upon again. He's very, very quick. Funnick popping out. There's going to be BKB Grit Flame Break, and that's going to slow him down. Havos is going to TP out, and that should be it. But using a BKB charge to TP out like that, not exactly the best of usage. But I think he's going to get TP back very, very quickly. As soon as Havos gets the HP back, Arzar should be able to port him back. I think. Yeah, there's a port back here, and Team fight could be breaking out very quickly. Everybody's ultimates ready to go. Scando still with the smoke. And there's going to be the trap. Blink out. Havols does not have the BKB. He's not tanky enough. He pops his ultimate. He's going to be silenced up. Focused down by Funnick. Very, very good job. Huge ag goes down. Puppy's going to get sent back out after he drops his spell. He says, thank you. No problem here. Darkseid's going to get focused down by Funnick. Funnick's doing an insane amount of damage, although he's down to very low as well. Nice. Uh-oh. Arzar's going to try to TP out the missed chance. The missed chance from the blind, killing Funnick right there. Meanwhile, we do see Shaker gonna get pulled down as well. The blink back out here from Dendy. He really needs to blink. 3 seconds. Oh, the mail hit's gonna cancel the blink for a long time. Napalm's gonna be slowing down. Good juke here, but Dendy, blink dagger's on cooldown. He should be fine. Oh, they guessed wrong. They guessed wrong big time here. Meanwhile, the illusions. Wow, the illusions of the wall from the light of heaven gets a kill. And Dendy, uh-oh, he doesn't have a TP. He's gonna get found eventually, I think. No, I think he's fine. He will have yet another blink. Probably he's going to blink here. Or maybe he's even going to blink back to the shop. And just call it a day by TPing home. Although he doesn't have a slot for the TP. So another team fight that I did not expect Navi to lose. I mean, they dropped off all their spells. But critically, it was Funnick who was able to be relatively unfocused. I mean, he popped his BKB. And I might add, pop his BKB very surprisingly. Generally, when you have the Aegis, you just like forget it, you know, I'll just save that BKB charge, I come back alive and then BKB and go for it. But it's like, you know what, I want to preserve this Aegis and basically give me that reassurance. So he pops the BKB, pops strafe, and he was just critting people down. Like, I've not seen that Chaos Knight die so quickly. Shaker died quickly after as well. Darkseer, I mean, he's doing a lot of damage. I think I might have underestimated the late game potential of Team Empire. Chaos Knight has not been effective at all. Havols, I don't think he's playing it wrong. I mean, that's what his heroes should be doing. He's running in and tanking it up. But against the Klings, surprisingly, Klings just mill him down way too quickly. The early death has been hurting him quite a bit. The buyback previously has hurt him as well. The BKB usage on those charges has been hurting him. I can't say that Havols is having the perfect Chaos Knight game, but Navi's been just keep on picking those Chaos Knights for him. And I mean, to be fair, like, he's actually been fairly effective compared to most other Chaos Knight, right? 5, 4, and 7 is a score that most Chaos Knight could be happy about. The 4 def is a little bit too high, but you know, at the same time, it's very low. It's very low compared to a lot of other Chaos Knight where he scores like 2, 5, and 6 is something like that. That's more of a fair score. But you know, Vos, he's almost up to that Reaver, and that's going to be big. Both teams going to be trading a couple of towers, or at least that's what the Radiant wants to do. They're going to give up a tier 2 because they really don't have the positioning of the heroes. They're going to glyph it to delay a little bit more. Meanwhile, they're going to want to mount a siege on the mid, and to be honest, the Radiant pushed a little bit quicker if they had the bone Klings. Where's the Klings? Here we go. Funnick should walk up to the high ground here and strafe and go to work. He's attacking from the low ground, so he's going to have mischance once in a while. There you go, miss. And critically, because strafe is used, it does have a relatively long cooldown. Everybody TP's back on the Navi side. I thought they would glyph, force a TP, and then just basically fight at the enemy side of the map, but no, they want to defend the tower. Navi has been playing a lot more defensively. Perhaps that's a reaction to the enemy heroes, enemy team, as the GD Bear team, very offensive playstyle. Same thing with Empire, they're very offensive as well. Oh, there's a surge, and they do see SS trying to run out here, but the Flaming Lasso without Firefly, not going to do too much. SS down to about half HP, but here comes Light of Heaven. They're going to try to vacuum backwards. There's a fissure, there's a vacuum, they're going to pick him off. Again, if there was a, well, I don't think Glimpse would have done anything as we just completely changed them. But yes, very good gank here for Navi to pick another hero off. Roshan's going to be back. I don't think Aegis was used either on Bone Klings. Yeah, what's the deal here with Aegis? I mean, Ice Rock wanted to fix it, want to promote more team fights. Like, yeah, you pick the Aegis. If you don't use it, it's going to be gone in 6 minutes, so you might as well take team fights. Empire and Navi says, forget, yeah, sure, it's going to be gone. All right, we'll play without the Aegis for 4 minutes. But we'll play with the Aegis for 6, because it gives a reassurance. Backdoor attempt here by Funnick. Completely, again, in the textbook. If it's in the game, it's not a exploit or anything like that. If it's exploit, then of course Valve could easily made it to code to be not able to backdoor. Kling's one of the probably the best backdoor in the game. Lycan has, I guess, has something to say with that, although the new Lycan has been weakened a little bit. Kling's with the Death Pack bonus, with attack speed, a Flaming Arrow, which by the way does go through it's physical damage, so does go through, that's apply on towers. And the strafe is simply no joke. Undying has a mech. It's going to be going, well, all sorts of things. Extra HP from the Vitality Booster, Ogre Club, and the Playmail I talked about earlier. Yeah, armor is going to be very, very key, especially for Undying. Look at him. He's got very high natural HP, but very low natural armor. So getting the plus 15 extra armor, very, very crucial for him. Quick go and EXP check. Again, Navi has had the lead for a long time, but not enough to push in, and suddenly another huge damage item being picked up on Scando. Now, all of these damage items is going to get weaker in a sense against so many Ghost Scepters, but they have found out that as long as you kill the Chaos Knight, really as long as you kill the Chaos Knight, Navi just doesn't really have a reliable front tank. I guess they have Darkseer as a backup tank as well, but Darkseer has not really gone for a tank build. He's gone for a little bit more utility. Now, having things like Ghost Scepter, Axe Scepter, and Pipe really helps you stand in front line, but this is exactly what you need. Plate Mail, and he does pick that one up. Armor is the critical thing, and especially dealing against Mail Strike and Desolator. Both teams are drawing it out. I believe, despite me retracting that statement, seeing how powerful Klings was in the previous engagements, I believe the Dire team has better late game. They have more versatile late game as well. Their support scale better in late game. Shaker's chain stun will always be chain stun. Here we go, big smoke gang coming in right now. Firefly being used as well. And if one person gets picked off, this could be very ugly. Trapping put out here. Did the creeps saw their initiation path? Whatever they might be, napalm onto the high ground, giving themselves a little bit of vision. Force App being added to here to Dendy's build. Look at this, Force, Blink, BKB, and Ghost. This is a lot more survivability than you could even imagine. But Roshan's going to be back in a minute. And that's why, again, Navi and most pro teams, if you're going for the Roshan, about 1 minute before you should start dewarding, about 1 minute before you should start going for these ganks. Because if you do actually go for those successful ganks and actually pick one off, that Roshan's might as well be yours for free. 22-10 right now is Navi's score right now, and well, they're waiting for Aegis to come back, waiting to get a pick off, get a gank. And again, Empire, are they going to go for it? They had some success diving in previously. They did lose a team fight in the beginning, and Chaos Knight perhaps chased a little bit too deep. Again, ooh, look at this map awareness. Smoke immediately backing out. Alright. I mean, I don't even know how they saw it. Like, there was no wards or anything like that. Traps being used to scout out the Roshan, and these guys do not see them right now, so gonna do some big wraparound gank behind. And if you can pick off Arzar, this is going to be huge. They're going to have uphill vision. These guys don't see BKB on Go Black. He's going to go right in. And those Ghost Scepter not helping out against Post Nova. Huge ultimate initiation here by the Tombstone Zombie, by the Static Stormster. Arzar is going to stay alive. The blind, he stays alive. And it looks like the Templar Assassin trying to chase him down. But the team fight going in the favor of the Dire side so far. As looks like, Go Black's going to get picked off here. Arzar still surviving, gets the last hit. Funding has died as well. Blinking out, not going to be enough here. Dandy's gonna survive just barely though. That was the best initiation that the Team Empire could have asked for. It was an entire 5-man initiation. They dropped everything off. They was the first one to draw the barrage of stuns. Somehow, did he not use BKB? He did. It was a Chaos Knight's damage output, I imagine, that just got, like, I guess, crazy crits off. Meanwhile, Batrider just picks off a random Straying Heroes, which was the Disruptor, and these guys are going for the Roshan. That was a 5-for-0. 5-for-0. Navi just wins that one clean. And now with the Aegis and the Cheese dropping on the third Roshan, Hovos is going to be unkillable. Again, the Aegis is going to be very, very helpful in terms of his dive, and I imagine Dendy's going to pick up the Cheese. Although if you want to give it to Darkseer, that wouldn't be bad either, as Bone Cleans could easily focus him down. And that seems like that's going to be... they're going to give it to Arzard? Okay. I mean, Arzard's blind. I think that's one of the other X factor we haven't talked too much. I mean, if the enemy team is about physical right hits, and you give them an 80% miss chance, I think that's how Blinding Light works. We'll see. We'll see when he pops his ultimate on. I do believe it's 80% or 60%. That's a lot. That's a hell lot of miss chance, especially when there's no MKB. Interesting, a Purge Blade. The fuck are you purging off? The Ghost Scepter? I guess, yeah, I guess you could purge off the Ghost Scepter and right click. A counter to your counter. I guess that's the only thing that Empire Funding could do. We'll see. I mean, it's just an odd choice. I mean, it works. Well, I think it works. Does it work? We'll see. It's just an interesting choice to purchase, and now it does give Funnick a way to go solo gang these guys. So even against Batrider, like, he could just pop in, invis, and if he goes Skull Scepter, you purge it. Although BKB complicates the matter a little bit. Havos, look at this item though. Jesus, he's freaking fat. Heart, BKB, and now Hyperstone. I'm so curious is going to be his obvious choice next. Again, both teams going back to the farm. Uh-oh, the Funnick. Gotta be careful, Funnick. Don't want to get picked off. Meanwhile, Navi says we're going to just push top a little bit here. Again, at this late stage of the game, it's all about creep equilibrium. You can see both teams trying to push across the river. And as soon as they sense danger coming in, they're going to be backing out. That's what we're seeing right now. Traps somewhat helpful in terms of giving you a little bit of vision. Although with that gem running around on Bat Rider, you can't expect those traps to live too long. And here we go. Shaker is going to find himself. Ooh, he's going to see blow your brain. And this is going to be very, very bad. Here we go. Ooh, there's a silence on Puppy. Puppy's going to get purged. And then he pops a Ghost Scepter. Funnick misplaying on his skills. And look at this Echo Slam. Flaming Lasso. Funnick gonna get picked off so easily. Oh, he pops a BKB and just run out. I think the Flame Break actually helped him out right there. It looks like they're going to focus out on the Tom Tombstone. Meanwhile, Keeper of the Light backing with the freaking Shiva's Guard. What? Arzard, how are you so far? Scandals on the run. He's going to have the Blink Dagger. The push actually helping out a little bit. Oh, the defensive refraction charges getting blown away by these creeps. But there's a Blink and a TP out. Man, these pickoffs are not really helping. And I do believe Navi could just go right in here. At least force out a buyback on Funnick. If he had it, he does not. Oh, no. Things were looking very, very horribly for Empire. And Navi is going to just go for it. With Chaos Knight's ultimate on cooldown, they're going to take a while in terms of taking down, but they're not going to take a while to bring down this guy here. SS in a little bit of trouble. No Flaming Lasso. Is going to Flame Lasso Gold Block. Yes, he will. It's going to force him out, and now he's in no man's land. BKB running out very, very soon. Great Static Storm, and the Post Nova doing insane amount of damage, but not enough just to bring down anybody. SS in trouble as well. Templar Assassin drops a couple of traps. Really can't take the fight, but buyback here from Glowback. 4-second stun, and Havos is on you, baby. Look at that 700 crit. Reality Rift back in here against Scandal. Scandal pops his BKB. Should focus on the towers, and that's in fact what they're going to be doing next. Mech's going to be cooling down about 18 seconds, and there's a GG well played. It's 11-32. I mean, I haven't even looked at the score, but Navi from beginning to finish, ever since that early game kind of juke party by Navi Dendi against Scandal's Templar Assassin, they have not looked back since. Just powerful beginning to end play from Navi. There was a little bit of hiccup here as Empire was able to get a couple of pickoffs. They were forced to kill, forced a couple of buyback on Havos, and really made his life a little bit more difficult. But at the end of the day, it's Navi up 2-1. This is game 2 of the best of 5 series. Again, if you're a little bit weirded out about how those numbers actually do add up, go back again, check out game number 1 if you haven't watched it. And we're going to be going to game number 3. We're Navi on the brink of victory. They have to just win one more. Meanwhile, of course, Empire have to win 2 themselves. Hope you guys enjoyed this cast. Of course, this is commentary 336, I believe, or 337. One of which, and we will be bringing more commentary along the way. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and until next time, this is Luminous, and I'm signing off. GG, guys.